After Prime Minister's temple control attack, we have a reaction coming in from the DMK, which has hit back at Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The DMK says wrong facts given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The DMK has also alleged that the Prime Minister was ill-informed on this subject.
See, the Prime Minister is ill-informed of what's happening in the state of Tamil Nadu. He is ill-informed of how the temples in the state of Tamil Nadu are nourished by the successive DMK governments. We have conducted more than probably 1,000 Kumbhabhishekas ever since our leader, the Chief Minister, Mr. MK Stalin, has become the Chief Minister. Our great leader, Dr. Kalaignar, was able to make run the chariot, which was not running for a long period. So, has the Prime Minister spoken about the situation in Manipur, Maharashtra, how many children have died in the hospital? What has he said about that?
So that's the counter coming in from DMK as far as the Prime Minister is concerned. Observing that the government has taken control over Hindu temples in Tamil Nadu, the PM asked whether the same would be done with places of worship of minorities in the southern state. The Prime Minister also raked up Congress's Rahul Gandhi's statement claiming जितनी आबादी उतना हक. Listen in.
साउथ के अंदर खास करके तमिलनाडु में मंदिरों पर सरकार का हक है. सरकार ने कब्जा कर लिया है. मंदिरों की संपत्ति को सरकारी मिलीभगत में हड़प किया जा रहा है. मंदिरों को तो लूटा जा रहा है, मंदिरों को तो कब्जा किया गया है, लेकिन माइनॉरिटी के पूजा स्थल को हाथ नहीं लगाते हैं, सरकार के नियंत्रण में नहीं लेते हैं. अब कांग्रेस ने जो नारा दिया है, कांग्रेस ने कहा है कि जितनी आबादी उतना हक. अगर यही आपका मंत्र है, यही आपका सिद्धांत है, तो क्या माइनॉरिटी के जितने पूजा स्थल है उनको ये दक्षिण के आपके सारे साथी जब्त करेंगे क्या? उनका कब्जा करेंगे क्या? उनकी प्रॉपर्टी को लोगों के काम में लाएंगे क्या? नहीं लाएंगे.
Dharani is joining us with more information. We also have JVC Shreeram, political analyst, and Shyam Prasad Meka, Congress leader, joining us. Let me first go across to Dharani. The DMK has hit back now. The DMK says the Prime Minister was ill-informed.
Well, the DMK has told that ever since Chief Minister MK Stalin took charge, since 2021, almost 1,000 Kumbhabhishekams have been performed in the state. 1,000, temples, in 1,000 temples, Kumbhabhishekams have been performed. So the DMK has been taking good care of temples and its properties. In fact, HRNC Minister Shekhar Babu has been retrieving lands belonging to temples that were not under, the purview of the government. So far, he's been retrieving the lands that were taken away by people illegally. He's been getting all those lands back, and they're also questioning why the Prime Minister is not talking about what is happening in Manipur and why he is not talking about the recent hospital deaths in Madhya Pradesh. What was the cause of that death, and why is he not talking about that negligence, and why is the PM not talking about the caste census data that has been put out Bihar government. So to divert the attention of the people from all these important matters of debate, especially the caste census data that has been put out by the Bihar government, the CM is raking up an issue which is not at all an issue in the first place. The DMK has been taking good care of temples, even though DMK is speculated to be an atheist political party. The leaders believe that the beliefs of common individuals and beliefs of people should be given first priority, and that the DMK's care for temples is at its peak, is what the party has told.
Right, Dharani, thank you for getting us those details. Let me quickly go across to our guest, to Mr. Shreeram first. Mr. Shreeram, can you help us understand what is Kumbhabhishekam that the DMK is talking about? One, two, the DMK also says the temples have been under control for a long time now.
So, see, Kumbhabhishekams are things which happens every 12 years or 18 years, where you renovate the temple, you purify the idol, and all those things which happens. It is a fact that I do agree that even during the earlier regimes of Mr. Karunanidhi, these Kumbhabhishekas, these ceremonies have been taking place. But the question which Mr. Narendra Modi, the Honorable Prime Minister of the country, has asked is, the temples are supposed to be in control of the Hindu religious and charitable endowment only for a period of time. Today, it's a huge source of revenue. And this huge source of revenue is becoming a source of revenue for the government itself. And is it actually going back for the temple? Is it going? How is the land of the temple being managed and administered? What is the valuation? What is the kind of income which is getting generated? Because Tamil Nadu is a land of temples. You go to any corner, you will find temples. And there are several old and ancient temples which are in shambles. So this is one part of it. So number two is the very important thing which he raised is, as much as temples are under the control of the government, I think there needs to be a debate, a discussion, and a kind of a discourse which needs to happen. What about the other place of worship? Because this has been taken, Hindu religious and charitable endowments have come into effect long, long ago. Okay. Now, we need to ask, should this continue? Point number one. Point number two, should there be a unanimity? Because we call ourselves a secular country.
Right.
Which means if temples are in the control of the government, then why don't you bring churches and mosques also?
Okay, the law
what is wrong in it?
Yes, the law should be the same. The process should be the same then. Mr. Meka, and this in fact is an issue which time and again becomes controversial. Time and again a debate erupts on this issue. Why not governments take control of religious places of minorities?
Okay, see, first of all, this is a diversionary tactic. We are worried about the unemployment, inflation, and the social disharmony in the country, while the Prime Minister is trying to rake up non-issues. Who is ill-informed? I wouldn't say ill-informed. He is deliberately doing it. We are not fools, right? So why do the government need to take control of any of the temple, mosque, or church? Leave it to the religious people, no? We will leave everything.
Is that what is happening in case of temples?
No, one second.
Places of worship of Hindus.
One second. Hear me out. The people's property is under these temples, and it was awarded by the Rajas. So the lands that are under these temples or any of these places of worship, be it any religion, they are not their contributions of their the visitors of the temple. They are the people's property. Leave all those property, nationalize that, and leave the temples, churches, mosques in the hands of the religious bodies. Simple. Let's do that. Why not? Why do you want to make it a minority versus majority issue and try to spread hatred?
But that is not happening. That's what the Prime Minister is saying, Mr. Meka. That's what the Prime Minister is saying.
What is he doing for
that the Prime Minister is saying the same thing. That it is not happening. It is not uniform when it comes to other religions.
He is the Prime Minister. He is the Prime Minister for a decade. He need to do that.
I totally, you know, what Mr. Meka is saying, is it the line of the Congress? That's the point which I'm trying to ask. Is it the line of the Tamil Nadu? Because that's what we are asking. If it is the temples are under the control, because there are huge temples, huge traction of properties in my own village. In my own village, the temple is now being claimed by Waqf Board. The temple is built in 12th century. 1 minute, hear me out. Now, what we are asking is these places of worship only when there is an irregularity, when there is a corruption charge, they should be taken by the government and an audit has to be done. Otherwise, they are supposed to be in the hands of religious heads and the trustees. Now you are getting income from the temple,
right,
and you are spending it for other things. You are not giving it back to the temple. If the same thing happens in another place of worship, would the other respective religions allow it? They would not. No, I welcome the Congress leader's statement here. Is it the official stand is what I'm asking of the Congress party?
Is it the official stand and is it actually being implemented is a big question. Mr. Meka and Mr. Shreeram, thank you very much for joining us with your views. We have a reaction coming in. Rahul Ishwar has backed what the Prime Minister said. The Hindu activist, in fact, is supporting the call given by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he says there should be a change in law.
Our PM Sri Narendra Modi has raised a very important point regarding the management, control and administration of temples. Only Hindu temples are being held captive by various politicians and state governments. It's high time that there should be a change to it, and as a believer and proud Hindu, I thank our PM Modi ji for raising this very important point. Just like church, mosque and any other religious institution has a right to rule of their own, the Hindu community, the believers will all need also to have a right to rule temples of their own. I thank Modi ji for raising such an important point. I hope that will find resonance in judiciary, in civil society, in media and among devotees.
And with that, we're stepping into a very short break. News and updates will continue.